All right, welcome to the WAN show. We are restarting due to some technical difficulties, so you'll have to bear with us. We've got a lot of great topics for this week. The HP Elite X3 leaked. A Hollywood hospital succumbs to a hacker. And the federal judge orders Apple to help the FBI decrypt an iPhone 5C. Apple responds with an open letter. Oh yeah, the last thing is the Pentagon orders Windows 10 to be installed on approximately 4 million devices by January 2017.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. We'll get to why that's crazy later. In the meantime, I'm going to roll the intro. Bow!
I guess I didn't want to redo Windows XP.
Or maybe they do want a redo of Windows XP, where they run it forever. So they just are like, okay, it has been 15 years. We are ready to run a different operating system for the next 15 years. And for some reason, we've decided that Windows 10 is the one that we're going with. There are a lot of things I like about Windows 10, but there are certainly some that I do not. Okay, so let's kick this off. For those of you watching live on Twitch who are wondering what the heck just happened there, where I was literally mid-sentence, literally not touching anything, well, that was my life in a nutshell. I stand here totally innocently, hands off everything, doing absolutely nothing wrong, and boom, stuff dies. So this is the graphics card that was in the WAN show PC before we started streaming today. For some reason, the shroud is like this,
wow.
Which is not a thing that it was like before. So that's confusing. This is a 550 Ti that is no longer good. So I'm gonna go ahead and find out what's inside it.
What the heck is going on with that shroud?
I don't know. Like, I don't understand.
There's pieces of plastic falling out of it.
I don't understand what's holding this piece on, and I don't understand what made this piece fall off.
Well, like something broke. There's like chunks of plastic falling out of it.
But the thing about that is that it hasn't been touched since it was installed. And no one ever touched a graphics card that hardcore.
Right there.
There we go. Oh yeah, so they clip onto the heatsink itself, I guess. So let's just. I've had enough of your crap, 550 Ti. Well, I'm trying to do it without like breaking it.
It's kind of dead.
I know it's kind of dead, but it's only kind of dead. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe sometimes I just have too much faith in hardware's ability to be like only sort of dead. And I should just kind of go, okay, we got one driver crash. That's it. Time for the bin. Also, I'm sitting in a chair that some moron tilted the base of it like way back. So I'm like sitting with my legs up like this, basically. I'm like my body's in like a V shape, and it's making my back hurt. So I'm in a totally foul mood today, but that's okay because it's all about you guys, and we have a stream to do. So damn it,
everyone in the Twitch chat
are doing a stream.
Virtually hugging you.
Were they virtually hugging me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You know what? Twitch chat, you should. Okay, so we've already memed their new slogan. All right, so federal judge orders Apple to help the FBI decrypt the San Bernardino killer's iPhone 5C. Apple responds with an open letter to their customers that is obviously also intended to address the FBI's demands. So this was posted originally by Blaze756 in the forum. I'm going to go ahead and pop up that message, a message to our customers on apple.com. The United States government has demanded that Apple take an unprecedented step which threatens the security of our customers. We oppose this order, which has implications far beyond the legal case at hand. Because on the surface, this all looks very reasonable. Okay, we need to get some information off of this killer's phone in order to better investigate the case or whatever it is that they need to do. Frankly, once you kill someone, you kind of, as far as I'm concerned, you're kind of fair game. If someone needs to snoop around in your stuff to find out how many people you've been killing or how you killed them or where you put the bodies, then I think you kind of give up your you give that up at that point. But Apple makes a good point. What the FBI is effectively asking them to do is build in a backdoor. So they're asking Apple to make a new version of iOS circumventing several important security features, and then they want to install it on an iPhone recovered during the investigation. So in the wrong hands, this software, which does not exist, would have the potential to unlock any iPhone in someone's physical possession, because that is a really interesting point. The iPhone and iOS, the one way that you could break into it would be an iOS update.
Yeah.
That does not have the security features that Apple believes should be in there.
Yep.
So Apple actually made a choice in 2014 to remove itself from being able to access encrypted devices. So that means if, Grandpa, Joe and Grandma Jill or whatever, one of them dies and the other one can't get into the phone or the iPad,
Yep.
Apple straight up cannot decrypt the device.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of arguments to be made on both sides. Personally, I totally respect that.
Yep.
I think respecting the user's privacy is the right thing for Apple to do, especially in the context of what their competitors are doing, whether it's Microsoft or Google, where it's all about collecting customer information, collect, monetize, all that stuff. I think that's one of Apple's truly differentiating points in the marketplace today.
And a really good one. And I found this kind of weird for a while, and I'm happy that the tech community seems to be getting behind Apple for this, because for a long time we've been kind of talking on stuff like the WAN show about that, really horrible Android security and all these other giant security problems. Then Apple's just sitting over there with kind of a great ecosystem in terms of security and encrypted things and whatnot, and everyone hates on them.
Everyone loves to bring up the fappening, but that was not an Apple encryption breach.
No.
No. That was social engineering, allowing people to get their hands on someone else's data, which there honestly no amount of nothing Apple can do can prevent that.
No.
Yeah, see, it's already Twitch chat is like, yeah, we know. We know. People are like, Luke looks so tired.
I am tired.
Yeah. I don't even understand why it's been such a long week. It just has. Everything I've done has just been hard this week.
Well, yeah, and this is my 10th video. Because four tech quickies, one channel super fun.
Right.
Theoretically, 4 LTTs.
See, I didn't even get that much done.
And 1 WAN.
Yeah. So, there you go. Anyway, so where are we at here?
Thanks to John, the tech quickies weren't that hard. But it's still a lot of stuff. And the one Linus Tech Tips that isn't done yet. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that a few of the people that are helping me are even watching right now and just oh. Yeah, I know. Jeez. Wow. That's going to be a fun series to update in the future. Hopefully it'll be easier than this one.
Anyway, back to the Apple thing. Apple has several days before it has to file a formal response. The Justice Department says that Apple's defensive encryption is just a marketing stunt, which I totally do not agree that is the case at all. And if neither side is happy with Apple's response, the case will be escalated to the Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit and could escalate as far as the Supreme Court, taking up to several years. This is great. Donald Trump, you are the man. Donald Trump calls for an Apple boycott until they respond, until they decrypt the phone, basically. It's okay, A, you've clearly shown that you don't understand what the larger issue is here, and B, I think that's about it. I genuinely think that there is a very good chance he will be president, though.
Really?
I really do.
We'll see.
I truly do.
I don't know enough about American politics.
Speaking of presidential candidates, this was posted by Sam Fisher on the forum. Original article here is from the BBC. And John McAfee has offered to decrypt the phone, says he only needs 3 weeks, and he will use social engineering in order to do so. And he is also, I didn't even know this, but also apparently running for president as a libertarian.
What?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me just... So if you guys don't know who John McAfee is, you probably should. You know that annoying software, which, by the way, he has nothing to do with anymore. He left the company ages ago. But that McAfee software, that's him. He made, commercial antivirus for basically the first time, I think, is his sort of claim to fame.
He's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
In a very entertaining way.
Yeah.
But he's kind of crazy.
So, I mean, he's got at least he's got some of the right ideas here, though, that's for sure. He's keen to unlock the device himself because he doesn't want Apple to have to implement a backdoor. And I mean, this is a really good point from Tim Cook. And he says, the government suggests this tool could only be used once on one phone, but that's not true. Once created, this technique could be used over and over again on any number of devices. In the physical world, it would be the equivalent of a master key, capable of opening hundreds of millions of locks. No reasonable person would find that acceptable, and I agree with him 100%. Apparently, so does John McAfee. So he basically says, if Apple creates this tool and implements this backdoor, it will be the beginning of the end for America.
That's maybe a little rough.
Which is...
That might be a little much, but
maybe a little bit sensationalist. But it says also that he will eat his shoe on television if they can't break the encryption on the phone. So there's that. Anyway, here's the McAfee 2016 page, just in case you were curious. I don't think anyone is actually planning to vote for him. I mean, look at this.
Why is this website so bad?
I know, right?
What the heck?
Uninstall the system.
Wow, that looks horrible.
Pretty sure this is a joke. I may be wrong though, because I legitimately hadn't heard that he was running, and I legitimately cannot possibly believe that this is true. I'm sure that Twitch chat is exploding right now, but got people saying I'd vote for him. I'd vote for McAfee.
You should.
Oh, no.
Whoever said that in Twitch chat, good job.
That's awful. Good work, Twitch
man.
chat. We love you guys. All right.
What is going on there?
I don't know. Why is life hard? Why?
Don't you mean? Just. There you
okay. All right. It's settled down. All right. Everybody needs to just settle down. Okay. Thank you. I hate this. I hate today. I just want to go to bed.
Yeah, today sucks.
I just want to go to sleep and be done with today, which I'm not going to be able to do because I need to fix that server after work today. So, all right, this is good. This was posted by Ragnarok Dell. My back is so sore from sitting in this chair like this.
You want to switch?
No, it's okay because I want the pain right now because the pain will fuel my anger for after the show when I go and find whoever set it up like this, take their chair away from them, rip it out from under them, and put this chair under them so that they can experience what they have done.
Wow.
That is why I want to sit in the chair. So the Pentagon orders Windows 10 to be installed on all 4 million of its PCs by 2017. So if your company hasn't yet upgraded to Windows 10, your IT department is quickly running out of excuses. Actually, I can think of a lot of excuses. Should we take turns coming up with excuses? You want the low-hanging fruit? Go for it.
Search?
Yeah, go for it.
Search. So you basically can't find anything ever. On a computer that's running over there, I needed to install Heaven Benchmark just because I needed Heaven Benchmark. I installed it and then typed Heaven in the start menu and nothing came up.
Okay,
I had to go find the batch
This
file.
is a fantastic demo. This is my favorite. Windows 10 search is terrible. And this is I'm talking when the start menu opens. We've got a couple machines here in the office that have issues with the start menu even opening. Like,
oh, yes. Yeah. It's a global thing.
I know.
Yeah.
On my machine upstairs, what I usually have to do to search for something is click Cortana once, then click it and Skype. What part of what I did sounded like I'd like to talk to you right now? All right. So what I have to do is I have to click it once and then again, and then I can click the start menu and I can get that open. Okay, so get this. Okay, so this is a great tool, Rufus, for creating bootable thumb drives. So, all right, you've got a lot of great suggestions here. Rufus Wainwright, yeah, I heard there was a secret chord that Microsoft played and it made their start menus work internally, so they apparently aren't aware of these bugs. Just plain Rufus. Here we go, Rufus USB, Rufus and Murdog, whatever that. Oh, look at this. Oh, it did find a search result on my computer. That's weird. Why did it find the folder, but not the executable? Why?
There was something I was looking for on my computer. I can't say the name because it'll spoil a video that's coming up.
Sure.
But I typed in the name of the program that I needed, and it gave me the config file and not the executable. I was just like, why? I've ran the executable so many times, and I've never ran the config file. Like,
and it's just
what?
It's just frustrating because Windows 8 it works fine. Windows 7 I can search for Rufus. I'm very sorry, you guys. I just realized I accidentally killed all of the entire thing.
Do we not have
Twitch
this?
chat.
No, we don't.
No, the compressor is not working. Sorry for screaming. Anyway, I'm upset about that because I search for Rufus a lot because I never remember where I put it, and apparently I'm Kylo Ren. Because
you just cleaved everyone. That's a good analogy. Good job. Yeah. His voice is the unstable lightsaber.
Yeah, thank you for that. This is my mask. This is my I'm tired mask. This is how I'm hosting the rest of the WAN show.
It's a long week.
Oh
man.
All right. Anyway, so this will be the largest deployment of Windows 10 since its release 6 months ago, and represents a huge milestone for Microsoft because if there is anyone that it is difficult to get to upgrade their Windows operating systems, it is the military. So the funny thing about this is a lot of the machines being upgraded are going to be Windows XP machines or newer machines that are running in Windows XP just for the lols.
Yeah.
So the upgrade will include Windows Hello, which is their biometric security system that's embedded into the OS that allows you to use fingerprint scanners or even retinal scanners to sign into Windows. It actually allows you to use a variety of different authentication methods. I kind of feel like Windows Hello hasn't been vetted to the point where I would want it deployed in a military application, but
maybe they did. I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh man, sorry. Usually I can contain yawns for the sake of having something resembling a modicum of professionalism throughout this show, but I am just bushwhacked. Like, my whole family got sick this week.
Did you get it?
No.
I was going to ask you earlier today if you got it.
So between my son and daughter and wife, there were probably somewhere between 15 and 20 upchucks in the last 3 days.
Wow.
Like, everyone was sick.
Wow.
My aunt got sick. Our babysitter got sick. I am still not sick, but my aunt was saying apparently this bug, you can stay contagious 7 days after you stop showing symptoms. So there is still plenty of time for me to get hit by it. But
oh man,
let's go ahead and talk about this. This is kind of a big deal. The HP Elite X3 leaked before Mobile World Congress. This was posted by Casual Gamer on the forum. Let's go ahead and pull up the wmpoweruser.com, windowsmobilepoweruser.com. That's the kind of site that you start thinking like, someday Microsoft will get their crap together and there will be someone who wants to visit this site. Anyway,
rough.
this does look like a pretty darn cool little device. It features a Snapdragon 820 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, up to 200 gigs of expandable micro SD storage, IP67 water and dust resistance, a 16 megapixel rear camera, 8 megapixel front camera. Yes, this is where it gets really interesting. So it's got a Type-C USB 3.0 connector on the bottom and apparently support for Continuum. So if you don't remember what Continuum is, because Microsoft talked about it and then promptly there was nothing that used it, so we all forgot about it. Continuum allows you to have the desktop-ish experience with your mobile device by using a USB Type-C adapter to go out to HDMI or some kind of a display output to a full-size monitor and even break out to USB input devices like a keyboard and mouse. Pretty freaking sick. So because there is an ARM-compatible version of Office, what you could do is you could actually work on like Office documents on your keyboard and mouse, save all your work to your phone, unplug, bippity-bop, off you go, and you can use it as a phone. Continuum also allows you, I mean, this is all in theory, I've never personally used it, also allows you to use your phone as a touchpad if for whatever reason you are one of the bizarre human beings who uses a touchpad when they're at their desktop as their, like, for some reason.
I know people that do that.
I do too, and people are like, yeah, gestures. You know, here's a gesture. This is called the right finger down gesture. Brings up the contextual menu a lot faster than, you know, touch and hold. And people are like, oh, but like gestures. And I'm like, here's a gesture. It's called shortcut keys on your keyboard. Like, anyway.
Keyboard shortcuts?
Yeah, thank you.
Keyboard shortcuts? Some people will get that.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. People are upset we're not posting the links in chat. I forgot, and apparently you forgot. Anyway, we're sorry. We're sorry. We suck.
Coming.
We're terrible.
It's on the way.
You guys can hate on us all you want.
To be completely honest, I know you're in like a everything has to suck right now mode, but that is my job. It is my fault. That's okay. I can take responsibility for that one.
But that's okay. That doesn't help me. Everything sucks. Now you suck. I had faith in you.
Damn it.
All you've done is drag me down even more now.
Oh.
Way to go, Luke.
Oh.
No, it's okay. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's worse. No.
All right,
I hate that.
this is a cool topic. So this was posted by Kamish SS on the forum, and it is the Ringing Bells Freedom 251 smartphone. I'm going to pull up the gadgets.ndtv.com article here. This is by far the... Okay, can we not? Wow. I have never seen a pop-up like this. Site will open in 5 seconds. If you do not click it away, it clicks on the pop-up for you.
Whoa.
That is awesome.
Whoa.
You are a terrible, terrible site, Gadgets 360.
Look at the ads.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Wow.
How
Platinum
are any
sponsor,
of the providers
gold
here
sponsor.
okay with the amount
car.
of ads?
Wow. All right.
Scroll down.
Wow.
Ads on the side, and then all of a sudden it's just like ads.
Wow. 10 Canadian dating sites that really work. I want to know what those Canadian dating sites are. I've never even heard of this.
That's top 7.
Top 7? I couldn't even get that right.
Even the website's called top 10.
I'm just disappointed Ashley Madison isn't on here. So, yeah, I'm pretty much done with that now.
It's disappointing.
All right, so here we go. Ringing Bells is set to officially unveil the Freedom 251 smartphone. So the price is because it costs 251, I believe RS is rupees, because this is in India. I'm fairly sure that they also have the rupee in India. We also have the rupee in Canada now, ever since the dollar slid with the price of oil anyway.
Yeah.
I digress. So what that's equivalent to is approximately $4. $4. $4. I mean real dollars, not Canadian dollars. $4, making it the cheapest smartphone in the world, and it goes on sale, I believe, yesterday. Looks like it was yesterday at 6 a.m. Now, there are some issues with the way they're bringing it to market. You have to reserve it online, which if you're going to kind of go, okay, this is the device that's going to like connect the Indian people who have no devices and no connectivity, then they may not have an internet connection or a device to do that. But maybe they have a buddy or a library or whatever else, you know, hopefully they can get that figured out. And the other issue with this launch is that it is unclear at this time whether this is an ongoing price or whether this is
promotional starting price or something.
Yeah, whether it's just a promotional starting price. If it is an ongoing price, obviously it's heavily subsidized. In fact, let me just pull up. I think it was IndianExpress.com had a really good article about it as well. Here, let me just pull this up. This site is significantly less obnoxious, but let's see if they have any dating advice.
Apparently, apparently the government has been giving them immense support through the Make in India program.
Mm-hmm. However, this is what's weird because there's actually a sticker that is covering up that it is actually an AdCom Icon 4. Which is significantly more expensive. So it's just got a sticker on the rear panel to conceal that branding. So that's not even an Indian-made device.
What?
So I don't really...
Maybe the sticker.
Get that, yeah.
They buy the phone and call it a component and they put the sticker on it and then they're like, boom, it's made.
Yeah. So let's talk specs. So to be clear, that other device I think costs about the equivalent of something like $40 or $50. So that's closer to what it actually costs to make a device like this. I saw an estimate that it costs about $40 to manufacture this thing. So the issue, if this is just an introductory price, is it sets a really unrealistic expectation for smartphone pricing because we are so far away from $4 being achievable for a device that's running Android 5.1 Lollipop, a 4-inch QHD IPS display.
Wow.
Yeah, is that even right? I'm a little bit worried about whether that QHD IPS display spec is right.
All the other ones are like, wow, that's impressive. That one's kind of ridiculous.
Might be HD. It's got to be HD, and I would be surprised if it's actually IPS. Do you want to investigate that?
Yeah, I'm already looking.
Okay. Anyway, it's got a 1.3 gigahertz quad core, a gig of RAM, 8 gigs of storage, expandable storage by up to 32 gigs, and a 3.2 megapixel rear camera, 1450 milliamp hour battery, 3G support, dual SIM support, and a 1-year warranty.
4-inch IPS display resolution unspecified.
There you go. All right, so that's more like it. So
did you know the name of that phone that they're just restickering? I can look that up.
Yeah, but you never know. They may have actually made some changes. Like, it's possible that they reused tooling, but then...
Oh.
So remember, there's a lot of corners you have to cut to sell a smartphone for $4, okay? So if a bunch of casings were like a bad batch or something, and they were like, gee, we don't know what to do with these. Whoa, don't throw those in the garbage. We'll put our phone in it. I don't
could actually be a thing.
think that's entirely impossible.
No.
So the other sort of negative takeaway, if this is not ongoing pricing, is that it actually does nothing to revolutionize the connectivity of India and the Indian people as a country and as the people in that country.
No. Especially because, like, if it gets out that it's not a permanent price, a whole bunch of people are just going to buy it and flip it.
Yep. And then you end up with it costing, and that's one of those things that frustrates me. Is like, I don't mind stuff being expensive, actually. Like, I don't mind charging a fair price for a good product. If you have a good product that is worth X amount, I would rather see the manufacturer take that margin that they earned by designing and bringing this good product to market. I would rather the manufacturer take it than some jerk on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
So do you kind of
definitely.
get where I was going with this?
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
While
well,
I
it's,
don't,
it's kind of like the it doesn't work this way, but how annoyingly frustrating it is to have to purchase scalped tickets.
yep, or brand new game
packs.
consoles.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation 4s and to a lesser degree Xbox Ones. Back when they launched.
Yeah, for sure. When something is in severe demand and people just grab it and flip it, it's really annoying because it's not even as easy to get anymore.
Yeah.
It's way more expensive, which is dumb, and it's actually really difficult and hard to get, which is dumb.
Yep, and we're lining the pockets of jerks on eBay,
Yeah.
couriers,
Yeah.
who else? I mean, there's depending on where you buy from and who you sell to, there's potential double taxation involved in something like this, because these people aren't set up as like resellers. They're not going to write off that PlayStation that they bought at Best Buy as a taxable like business expense and then like collect tax from the buyer and submit all that. No one's going to do that. So they're just kind of go, okay, yeah, I had to pay 10% tax on it, so now it's 440 plus whatever markup I want. Like we're just giving it away. So tell me something. Would you be okay with surge pricing at launch? Would you rather the manufacturer have it to that degree?
Oh, wow. That's a disgusting hole to go down. No. The reason why I say that is almost everything that I buy doesn't sell out and I don't have to buy it online scalped.
Okay.
So if we just start doing surge pricing at launch, they're just going to be like, oh, well, 10 people bought it. Time to engage surge price mode.
Okay, so hold on a second then. I mean, is there a difference between surge pricing and just the early adopter tax?
The early adopters? Yes.
Like, what if the surge pricing that I'm talking about was not necessarily like, oh, the factory's a little behind, let's hike up the price. What if it was only at the beginning? What if they were like, okay, for the first 10 days, the Xbox 2, or whatever they call whatever the next one's going to be, the Xbox 2 costs $600. After that, it will be $400. So if they actually had a tiered launch, so if knowing full well that you can buy one for $200 less in like, let's say some finite and reasonable amount of time, would you be okay with them just bending over the people who must have it on launch day?
I wouldn't care and would just wait. But
are you okay with the concept?
I think it's dirty marketing.
Is it marketing to like jack up the price temporarily?
Because like you make a premier crowd. Like maybe you make it so that because people aren't just gonna just have that. So like Halo as a launch title is gonna have like this 10-day event right at the beginning, which is only during the high price time, and like you can get some special skins if you play during the 10-day event.
I think we just single-handedly solved the console scalping problem. If anyone from Xbox or PlayStation watches this stream, how much you want to bet there's going to be... Okay.
No, this doesn't solve the problem. It literally makes it worse.
No. It solves the problem for them, not for anyone else.
How does it solve it for them?
Oh, so you think? Oh, well, hold on. Okay, so let me recap this because I think I jumped. I think I lost your train of thought here. I think I'm back on it. So what you're saying is, if normally a console is $400 at launch, and we go, okay, there's a 2-week event where it's $600. You think instead of them eBaying for $800, they're going to eBay for $1,200? So you think we've single-handedly
made it way worse? Yeah. 100%.
Twitch chat's like, damn it, Linus, stop giving them ideas. That's okay. I don't think anyone from Microsoft's Xbox division or did PlayStation break off from Sony now? Do I have to call it PlayStation?
Is that official?
I don't know. I'll just say Xbox and PlayStation. I don't think anyone is actually watching this, but like, what if? Oh man. Oh, how do we make it more expensive without making it enticing? Because that way, because that way people won't want it that bad.
But no company's gonna be like, all right, let's make our product less enticing. Let's hike the price
Well, it seemed
and
like
make it
Microsoft
worse
was trying
so no
pretty,
one buys it.
Microsoft was trying pretty hard to do that with the Kinect.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's make it less enticing and cost $100 more. So maybe we're not giving them ideas after all.
Maybe.
they knew about all of this already.
Oh man.
Okay, here, someone in Twitch chat, this is a pretty good idea. No games during the first 2 weeks.
So you just like everyone's favorite game when you look on social system settings.
Or it could be all only early access games. So the people that we're screwing over are the people who deserve it the most. The people who pre-order everything.
Oh my god, that should be the new launch titles for consoles.
Yeah.
It's all early access games.
So they don't call it the launch. They call it early access.
Yeah.
So you actually pay more to get an early access console.
Yeah.
That is literally like, they could even call it like Xbox
The
like
tooling
1.9.
can even be like slightly flawed.
Yeah. But then those will be worth more. So that's like having a coin that's got a head on both sides.
That's
like
true. Yeah.
everyone's gonna want the flawed one. Even like a dead flawed one will probably be worth.
Because you could put the innards of a working one in it.
Man.
So it's like insane console pricing. You should.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yay! You know what? I guess that leads us pretty well into our sponsor
I have a feeling.
spots
Okay,
for
they
the
just
day.
did this overlay thing where you can see like the buttons in the top corner and the bar and the bottom bar and the middle thing saying "you should" or whatever.
Yeah.
I have a serious feeling that's gonna become a meme.
You should.
It's just gonna be like some like random image in the background and then that "you should" thing over top of it.
Oh, I think that's already happening for sure. So speaking of you should, Squarespace.com. If you're looking to build a website, then
You should.
use Squarespace.com. They've got all kinds of great templates. All you got to do is pick out the one that is the best for your beautiful website. If you wanted to go ahead and have like an e-commerce module integrated in your site, all of them include that. And when you're setting it up,
You should.
make sure that you get all of your, photos and pricing done correctly. And they've got a free trial that lasts for 2 weeks with no credit card required. So
You should.
definitely sign up for that now. And if you go, hey, Squarespace is right for me, then
You should.
use offer code Linus to save 10% on your Squarespace subscription for whether it's just a short period of time or a year, which, by the way, you should... Oh, crap.
Almost.
I was doing so well.
Yeah.
Sign up for a year because they'll throw in a domain for you for nothing. So, Squarespace,
You should.
build it beautiful. All right.
That was pretty good.
Next up, we've got Lynda.com, which I actually finally started, not just playing around with it to validate, okay, these guys are real and they're not just a total scam or anything. I am starting on some networking stuff because I am a networking noob and Johnny the network guy let me down pretty hardcore this week. Released it because I specifically asked him this. I was like, okay, I'm doing a point-to-point guide so you can have 10 gigabit NICs linked directly between the computers and they both have WAN connections with a separate NIC. I'm like, tell me the guidelines, because I knew there were guidelines. I was like, tell me the guidelines for what IP addresses I can use.
And use public ones.
And he used public ones. He was like, yeah, it's fine. And you know what? Realistically, it's probably fine. Unless I happened to want to access that particular HP, it turns out it was HP reserved public IPs. Unless I wanted to access that particular HP site. It wasn't like hewlettpackard.com. It was like, who knows?
Yeah.
It would have been fine. I would have literally never run into that. But I believe in following best practices, and I asked him not once, but 3 times, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, it's fine. So half the comments on that video are, Linus, you need to get a new network guy.
Poor Johnny.
But it's okay. Johnny's mostly pretty good. Anyway, the point is, I started on the basics. I have to say, For me, it was a little frustrating how basic the very basic like beginner course was, but I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna power through this because
there might be some weird term or whatever.
Yep. There were. I have a better understanding of a ring topology network than I did before. As irrelevant as that is in the modern age.
Yeah.
But it's
Ring
okay.
topology.
It's okay. They're laying the groundwork, so I'm working on that. And anyway, so lynda.com is used by millions of people around the world. They have more than 3,000 courses available taught by industry experts. They have topics like networking, web development, photography, visual design, business, and also software like Excel, WordPress, and Photoshop. And you can get a 10-day free trial, which gives you all-you-can-eat access to lynda.com starting at just $25 a month. And if you spend a little bit more, you can get some other really cool benefits like offline viewing and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So whether you're trying to improve your job skills or take your hobby to the next level, head over to lynda.com/WAN show for your free 10-day trial.
You should.
You should also shave your face if your facial hair doesn't suit you or you just want to look cleanly shaven.
Even if your facial hair does suit you, you probably have to trim.
Yeah, see?
I trim.
Yep. So dollarshaveclub.com/Linus is the place to go to join the club.
If I don't shave this, it gets really bad. Because I don't get like those cool beards where everything just goes down like in a nice line and it goes, mine's like.
Is there such thing as a good neck beard?
Well,
because you're literally pointing at your neck saying if I don't...
Well, it's like this section of my neck.
Okay,
meaning
so that's
that when you grow it out, it turns into a big full beard. Theoretically.
I see.
But mine's just like, and it's bad.
At least you have facial hair. I just look like my face is kind of dirty.
Yeah.
So that's why I need to shave every day. So if you also need to shave every day, don't go to the store and pay way too much for your replacement cartridges. Use Dollar Shave Club. They will ship you fresh razors once a month for just a few bucks a month. And they've got other great bathroom supplies as well, including their Dr. Carver's shave butter, their One Wipe Charlie's peppermint scented butt wipes for men, which come in convenient travel packets, as well as their aftershave. It's available in the US, Canada, and Australia, and all you gotta do is head over to dollarshaveclub.com/Linus to give them a try. They've got everything from a very basic package all the way up to the 6-bladed executive, so I'm sure that you will enjoy the shave you get from dollarshaveclub.com. All right, so let's move into our next topic here. This was posted by Giving TNT on the forum. This is the ReFlex, the revolutionary full-color, high-definition, bendable smartphone that you won't have your hands on anytime in the next 5 years. Very cool technology. It actually includes not just a bendable display and obviously internal components of some sort. Not just a bendable display, but also haptic feedback. So what the example they're showing right there is bending the display to flip the page in some kind of a graphic novel or comic, and it actually gives you haptic feedback that's like, flip, you're flipping the page. Isn't that cool? When you're playing Angry Birds, for example, what it can do is it can have like a very tactile sort of experience with the stretching back of the rubber band and then the releasing of it. Yeah, pretty cool. I've actually got an Angry Birds arcade game at the at Castle Fun Park out in Abbotsford now. It was new the last time I went there, so I think it's pretty new.
That's probably pretty new. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty clever. So it's just Angry Birds on a giant touchscreen display at the end of like a long tube. It's probably about the size of like the small like basketball thing. Yeah. And then it's got a launcher, which I wish was like a slingshot, but it's not. It's just a pinball pulley thing. Well, it's okay, because you at least have a thing you can hold and kind of, the experience is all right. And it's just got a little inflatable ball inside that you fling, and it's a touchscreen, so it knows where it hits, and then it detects the hit, and it knocks down the crab.
That's cool.
And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess that's worth $1.20 a play. Are you for real?
Castle Fun Park.
Yeah. The good news is that my kids are young, so they don't actually realize half the time that the game's not on. So, like, we go there with 4 people. We kill, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours. We spend, like, $20.
That's awesome.
And, like, the pool tables there are really crappy, so no one's ever really on them. So we go and, like, when we get bored of the other stuff, we load up. It's like $1.20 to get all the balls. We put them in the middle of the table, and then the kids just, like, using the sticks, or my daughter actually just gets up on the pool table and just puts them in the pockets, and then my wife and I just walk around and like grab them before they go down and put them back on. And as long as no one's waiting, no one's ever really yelled at us. Yeah. We just got like a 1-year-old like crawling around on top of the.
They don't really care. Again, as long as no one's waiting.
They're pretty chill, and we're there. We're spending money.
I mean, there's like two employees working for minimum wage and no one else there ever. So
yeah.
Totally fine.
I finally got my son to go in when's the last time you went there?
Pretty relatively recently.
Okay, so did you see that break the lasers or dodge the lasers room? So every time we've gone there, which is like 3 or 4 times now, I've been like, "Do you want to go in there?" He's kind of a shy kid. Anyway, he's like. So the last time. I was just like, because I thought he would like it, right?
Okay, we should give context. It brings you into a room that's all like matte black on the inside, and there's random lasers shooting in a bunch of different directions, and you have to work your way through the room without tripping the lasers. There's 2 different games you can play. I'm going to describe this one first. Without breaking the lasers, and then hold your hand on a panel, and then someone else has to do the same thing, and they have to hold their hand on the panel. Then you have to work your way all the way back. Or they just have lasers going all over the place, and you have to run through and cross them all as fast as you can.
And it's timed. So anyway, I asked him if he wanted to do that one, because I figured for a 3-year-old, the just break all the lasers is probably going to be the easiest thing. And he goes, no, I want to do the other one. I go, oh, okay. So what I didn't realize is that A, 2-player mode costs exactly twice as much. And B, once we went inside, if you play 2-player mode, dodging around the lasers and holding your hands on the they look like handprint scanner things, like it's kind of, stealthy. Yeah. You have to split up.
Yeah.
So we're in this dark room that he never really wanted to go into in the first place, finally gave in to me about, and I'm like, go over there, don't touch the beams. Okay, hold your hands on there. And he's just like, so at the game, it only lasts like a minute. The game turns off. He's like, Dad, I want to go outside now. I'm like, yep, we're never going in here again. This is his Space Mountain. My dad took me on Space Mountain when I was like 6. Never forgave him. Still remember to this day. I didn't ride a roller coaster for a decade.
Whoa.
I'm dead serious. And I didn't enjoy roller coasters until I was in like my early 20s.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Like that was one of my scarred for life experiences as a kid, was riding Space Mountain when I was a really little kid. So if you guys are thinking, you wanna pull one over on your kids and give them an experience to remember when they're really young, then Space Mountain.
I want to go back and do the Ninja one. Oh, you should. Oh man, I didn't see the switch. I should have caught that. I want to go back and do the Ninja one, but with tighter clothes. I was wearing a baggy shirt, so I'd try to arm over something, and the shirt would just cross it.
We should do the Ninja one, because quite frankly, I had a terrible teammate last time.
I'd be down. I'm kind of big.
That's okay.
To try to dodge lasers, but I'll wear tighter clothes, and I'm super down.
I'm down for anything that involves you wearing tighter clothes.
God damn it. It's not
I mean, do we have to invite the ladies on this double date?
I mean, technically, no.
Technically.
We probably should.
All right. This was posted by The Point Blank on the forum. Original article here is from Android Police. The Cat S60 is the first phone with an FLIR thermal camera built in. Now, this isn't the first Cat phone, although the first one I kind of looked and went, okay, so it's a ruggedized phone with very middling specs. It's very expensive. I'm not that interested in this. Moving on. This one has got my attention. This is very cool. Same thing, somewhat middling specs. I think they quote octo-core Snapdragon, which, actually they say it is a Snapdragon 617. So again, not top of the line, but certainly capable. 4.7-inch HD capacitive multi-touch. So that's only 720p, but it does have auto wet finger and glove support. It is drop proof to 1.8 meters, which is pretty darn impressive. So that's about 5 feet for the Yanks out there. Has a strengthened die-cast frame, optimized battery performance, so 3,800 milliamp hour battery. Combine that with the 720p screen and the Snapdragon 617. That thing is going to haul when it comes to battery life. And it's got 32 gigs of 32 gigs of storage, 3 gigs of RAM, runs Android Marshmallow, coming later on, super bright display, typical 540 nits, not too shabby, Gorilla Glass 4, but it is all about that thermal camera. So check out this picture. This is back on Android Police here.
That's super
This is the first dual camera implementation that I've seen that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The one M8 was just stupid. Like, oh, we have a depth camera so that you can do this stupid gimmick that looks terrible and is bad. This is cool. So it combines the thermal camera with the regular camera to give you real image clarity with the thermal information overlaid. How freaking handy would that be for a contractor? You want to know which pipes got the hot water in it? Ba-pow!
That's actually really cool.
You want to know if some wires in the wall are heating up? Ba-pow! Very, very cool. And I can see this being useful for all kinds of stuff. Like, even for me, like, is something in that system overheating? Ba-pow! We're going to get tired of that ba-pow thing eventually.
You should.
I'm never going to get tired of you should.
No. Until they come up with a new catchphrase, we find some way to make it ridiculous.
Yep. It's like, heaven forbid they came up with something with, like, swear words in it. Like, Squarespace. F yeah!
That would be the best company motto ever. Everyone would know about it. It would be in the news everywhere.
Yes and no. It seems like people get over it, like shit audio. Like, no one really flinches anymore.
That's true. But, like, they did put the...
Like, FCUK, that's not edgy anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Clothing brand.
Yeah.
People will become immune to anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
We've become pretty numb to, like, Reddit.
That's the word I was looking for, numb. This was posted by Yummy Chicken Blue on the forum. The original article here is from Forbes. Apple finally addresses the Error 53 issue that causes people who replace their home button and then upgrade their OS to not be able to use their phone. It just would brick. So Apple's former stance on this was, well, you had your handset repaired by a non-authorized technician, so I guess we'll just break your phone because you're a jerk and we hate you. Yeah, so apparently Error 53 was supposed to be a factory test that was not intended to affect customers. And all it would just say was the iPhone could not be updated. An unknown error occurred. Fortunately, they finally issued a patch, so it's build number 13D20 in the most current mobile operating system, iOS 9.2.1, that will allow people dealing with the Error 53 issue to plug into iTunes and update. So, yay! So it'll restore bricked iPhones.
Some repair dude who has like 50 Error 53 bricked iPhones sitting on a shelf somewhere is just like, yeah! So stoked.
However, the patched version of 9.2.1 will not permit Touch ID to start working again unless it has been verified by an official Apple technician. So you'll have to take it to an Apple repair center to verify that it is properly secured. The official stance here is that there are shady technicians out there that could allow malicious access to your data otherwise. I mean, that is maybe not a bad point. There are some pretty skilled folks out there who could solder some pretty cool grabbing things while they're in flight stuff and put that into a phone, I suppose. So as long as they are willing to allow me to repair it myself and at least just like give it the old, hey, yeah, you did it okay, then I'm all right with that. It is unclear how much Apple is going to be charging, however, for this verification. I don't know. That doesn't mean no one knows, but I certainly don't know. Speaking of things that I don't know how the crap this works. Allo Fox posted this on the forum. Original article here is from The Verge. 5-dimensional glass discs can store data for up to 13.8 billion years. So we have officially preserved the King James version of the Holy Bible for people 13.8 billion years from now. And that is, it will work apparently even up to nearly 200 degrees Celsius. So to put this in the appropriate context, a standard-sized disc, so that same Blu-ray that is now capable of holding 128 gigs of data, would be able to hold 360 terabytes of data safely within glass. It's using, and I am not a physicist here, but it's using something to do with the nano gratings that change how light is reflected and encodes the data in 5 dimensions. And that's why they can store data so densely compared to traditional optical disks. Scientists believe this could be commercialized in the not-too-distant future. Another big deal this week, this was posted by Spaghetti Carbonara on the forum, is that Twitter shadow banning is apparently real and happening every day, says an inside source. Now, I don't know how much of this is tinfoil hat wearing. I didn't have time to look into this report myself, so we just have to trust Colton to have done it correctly.
Speaking of which, that whole 5D thing, literally in the article, it says that the location in space is on the X, Y, and Z axes. So it's not 5D.
Unless it's like a location and a trajectory and something else. But it's not moving, so.
I hate it when people do that. Anyways, moving on. Some Twitter shadow banning thing.
Yeah, so there were rumors that Twitter had begun shadow banning politically inconvenient users. That has been confirmed, allegedly, by a source inside the company. According to the source, which I don't know if we can believe, because whenever it's source, we're calling this rumor, Twitter maintains a whitelist and a blacklist. The whitelist is people who are of Caucasian descent, and the blacklist, no, I'm just kidding. It's the more, you didn't even catch that, did you?
No.
I said the whitelist was Caucasians.
Oh my god.
It's just a joke. The whitelist is apparently users who are okay to broadcast their tweets all over the place, and the blacklist is apparently users that are being somewhat or fully shadow banned. So instead of just banning the user directly, their content is hidden from the public view. So this is a pretty common practice on things like online communities. In fact, we're going to be working on a shadow banning feature on the Linus Tech Tips forum. The way that we're planning to use it is very, very different from this, however. So what they're effectively doing is hiding these blacklisted users' content from the public view. So Twitter users have, allegedly, this is a rumor, been reporting tweets from popular conservatives, members of alternative rights, cultural libertarians, and anti-PC dissidents that have been disappearing from their timelines.
Interesting.
Yeah, so kind of a big deal. I mean, I saw someone's comment in the thread that was like, oh, whatever, no big deal, it's just Twitter. I mean, it's like this private company, they can do whatever they want, but when you're as big as Twitter, when you have as much influence on the world and the way people perceive it, you have kind of a responsibility.
Moral obligation.
Yeah. I mean, back to how we plan to use shadow banning features. The way that we had discussed it was giving people timeouts from each other. If there are users that cannot get along and are starting flame wars with each other all the time, we might start implementing shadow bans between those users. So they just straight up can't talk to each other. And we would tell people that we're doing it. We're like, look, we're giving you a timeout. You're done. You're not talking to each other anymore unless you create duplicate accounts, which, by the way, is against the terms of service, and we'll get both of your accounts permanently nuclearized.
Then we'll ban them both. So.
Yep. So basically, like, there are valid reasons if you have a platform that you have to moderate. Like, something that people don't necessarily realize is that community sites are at least partially responsible for the content that's on them. We can't post Google ads on linustechtips.com anymore because of some questionable material that was posted by members.
Bunch of people posted anime porn.
Thank you for that. So ultimately, we have to moderate this site. And if we're having problems, then shadow banning can be a very effective way to get rid of it. But I think you have to maintain a certain level of transparency, and you have to maintain your integrity as well. You can't just start, shadow banning people you don't agree with. I mean, if that were the case, I actually posted this right in the thread. I was like, my response to you, misanthrope, is proof that we don't believe in censoring people that we regularly disagree with. Because I do believe that linustechtips.com, aside from, being excellent to each other and abiding by the terms of service, I believe it should be a place for open discussion. And we allow any criticism. I mean, the only personal attacks we don't allow are from members to members. you can go after an admin in any way you want.
I would way rather you publicly attacked me than you publicly attacked some other user on the site.
Yep. So our users and our moderators, because they are volunteers, you guys, okay? They're nice people. Our users and our moderators are off limits, but if there's something you don't like, you can let me or Luke have what for about it if that's what floats your boat.
I also want to cover this real quick. If there's a moderator that does something that you don't like, we're not a fan of you trying to spit roast them in front of everyone on the site because, again, they're volunteers and they're really
nice
just
people.
trying to help everyone. And it's really kind of shitty when you're trying to help everyone and you get publicly roasted.
Yeah. So be excellent to each
other.
other.
About it, and we can talk about what happened. And
you should.
You should message me about it. And there's been a lot of stuff. There's some times where I'll be like, yeah, no, you're wrong. Sorry. Bye. And then there's also times where
sometimes
it's like,
permanently bye. I've seen that happen.
yeah.
You're wrong, and honestly, your punishment wasn't severe enough.
Yeah, that has happened. It has also happened where I went, okay, maybe they were having a bad day. Let's make this a little bit easier. So yeah, anyways.
So that's pretty much it for the WAN show today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to DeathGuy91 for the pizza today. And we will see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, the YouTube video announcing the stream never went up. I guess that means I don't have to pull it down.
Yeah.
But this is one of the weeks I actually remembered to pull it down. So there's that.
Whoa. Why does it look weird?
I don't know why anything is weird.
Why is it moving?
I don't know. I hate everything. Sorry guys, no after party today because I'm super tired and I want to go home and sleep. Actually, I want to fix the server and then go home and sleep.